Hey, it's great to see you again. I'm glad that we get to spend a little bit more time together. Today, we're going to be talking about asking for help. And so, if you've been through a fast start, you probably have experienced this, where we said, "Hey, okay, let's start talking to some people. Who are some people that we can ask for help?" And you might have had a strange feeling about that, whatever it might have been. I didn't quite understand why I was doing that, so I want to help share my experience with you, and I want to give you some tools to be able to do that. So I think an easy way to be able to contact people is through what's called an Ethor script. And it's very, very simple. It's, hey, I'm excited, I'm in training, I could use your help, I value your opinion, and maybe if it makes sense to you, you can send me some referrals down the line. And the reason why that's so important and the reason why it's important to ask for help is because we want to start building this thing for you. Now, if you have lots of extra money, you've got an extra $10,000 or $20,000, we can throw up some billboards for you. If you have a couple extra $1 million, we can put some commercials on the Super Bowl or whatever it might be. If you have the extra assets and resources and you don't want to make calls, then that's fine. We can do that. However, if you don't want to invest a lot into be able to talking to people, what we've got to do is we've got to start with this. And the reason for that is because word of mouth and referrals will always be the best source of marketing. And so we've got to pick a marketing strategy for you based on what your budget looks like, how much money you want to spend, all of those things. And so if there's not a lot of assets there to be able to throw into marketing, the best way to get referrals, even if you do have a lot of money, the best source of referrals is always going to be word of mouth. And so that's just going to be showing people who we are, what we do, how we do it, and asking for referrals. Very, very easy process. They're going to see the same thing that you've already seen so far. And again, the script that I would use for that, hey, mom, dad, how are you doing? How's your day going? Great to hear from you. Hey, I just wanted to let you know I started with a new company. I'm really excited about it. I'm in the training process. I could use your help. I really value your opinion, and maybe if you see some value in it, you can send some referrals my way. Isn't that pretty simple? And then we're just going to set up an appointment to go show them who we are, what we do, and ask them for some referrals. And so now with everybody that we contact, if we can sit down with them and get 10, 15, 20 referrals for you, now you have an endless source of people to talk to that are outside of your most immediate family, that don't know the knucklehead things that you've done before and are actually want the products and services that we have. So our main goal is not to sell anything or not to recruit to your family, but really to be able to get those referrals. And here's the biggest thing. Here's why this is so important, and I can relate with this. So I didn't really want to talk to my mom about it. She was kind of negative about it because I had started, I was a mechanical engineer. I had invested a lot of time, a lot of money to become an engineer. And then when I switched industries, mom wasn't super excited about that. She's very much into like go to school, get good grades, get a job that's going to have a pension and everything else. So when I switched, she wasn't all that supportive. Not that she was negative, she just didn't really understand why I was doing it. And begrudgingly, even to myself, I went and talked to my mom and I showed her what we did. So I took a field trainer with me. We went and sat down with my mom. We showed her some stuff. She had a lot of questions, but she got her questions answered. And she felt good enough that a year, year and a half, 2 years later, one of her friends at work, their mom had passed away. She had left her some assets, so she referred her friend to me. Come to find out, it was over $1 million. So I helped this lady put a lot of this stuff in place, get a lot of it taken care of, and I made almost $30,000 on that one referral that had I been afraid of talking to my mom and showing her what we do, that she never would have sent that person to me, that would have gone to somebody else. And so the more people that you can tell about who we are and what we do, and they can just be impressed by that and be willing at least to give you future referrals, that way they're standing around the water cooler at work and Bob mentioned something about his 401k, they know who to refer that person to. Because if we never talk to them, if we never do the marketing aspect and they don't know what you do or how you do it or why it's important, they don't have the opportunity to send you referrals. So again, I think that's the most important way. And again, if you haven't caught that script, I'm excited. I'm in training. I could use your help. I really value your opinion. And maybe at the end of it, if it makes sense to you, you can send me some referrals. And it's very non-confrontational. Each one of those parts is set up specifically to keep them from asking you a bunch of questions. You're excited, which creates curiosity. They want to see what you do. You're in training, so they know they can't ask you a lot of questions, and you have an out. You can go, I don't know, I'm in training. That's why I need you to come in and see what I do. I don't want to mess it up. I don't have the words of the business yet. So come see what I'm doing, and that way we can make sure you have a good experience. I could use your help. Everybody wants to help their friends. I value your opinion. Everybody wants to give their opinion on stuff. And at the end of it, I just want some referrals. So if you do it in that order, it's not weird. They're not skeptical about it. But if you forget one of those, you're going to get a lot of questions and a lot of feedback that you don't necessarily want. Not because they don't like what you do, but just because they're going to wonder, if you leave off the referrals ones, what do you think they're going to think? They're going to think that you want them to buy something or that you want to recruit them. But if you tell them that our whole intent, which is true, is to just get some referrals, what's funny is when we do a great job and we impress them, oftentimes they might ask us to become a client, either now or in the future, or they might come work with us or want to make some additional income, or maybe just be a referral source that we can do a profit sharing with, that way they make half of whatever that commission is. So maybe they're a real estate agent, or maybe they do property casualty insurance, or maybe they're a CPA who we can help increase the money that they're getting through their book of business. By sending us a referral, we can then split that with them. So there's lots of ways to be able to do the marketing for that, but word of mouth and referrals is always going to be the best. So get out there, do that. Don't be afraid to ask for help. I promise you, it'll do wonders for your business.